Well, the Ontario Liberal Party held its annual general meeting in Hamilton over the weekend and named former Cabinet Minister Catherine McGarry as the party's new president. And Catherine McGarry joins us now live here on CP24 Breakfast, CP24 Live at noon. Pardon me, that's my other job. So let's start this afternoon with the sort of state of the Liberal Party, as it were. You obviously had these conversations over the weekend after, two elections that could only really be described as dismal for the Liberal Party. So what kind of reflecting, what kind of soul searching has been happening within your party, and how do you hope to reverse that trend going forward now?
Well, thank you, Nick. And it was an incredible weekend, and I'm just so honored to be elected as the Ontario Liberal Party president. We have a lot of work to do, but I have to tell you, what we heard over this weekend with 1,500 members in one room was excitement, re-energizing comments, and an incredible group of people that have stepped forward for the Ontario Liberal Party Executive Council. Delighted to serve. But in reflecting over the last two elections, we realize that there's a lot of work to do to restore the faith and the excitement that Liberals hold. We understand that people are tired of the Ford government's policies on healthcare, education, dismantling the Greenbelt. So there was more excitement in this room that I have felt for a long time. So delighted to see our membership really rejuvenated, energized, and ready to go.
Is there anything in particular policy-wise, perhaps, that you think you could point to that you say, 2018 was a different election, right? That was a change election. The Liberals had been in power a long time, and it was sort of the Conservatives were sort of swept in at that point. But last time around, 4 years later, there seemed to be a sense from some that maybe this was an opportunity to sort of win back Queen's Park for the Liberal Party. What was it then that what mistakes do you not want to repeat in another 2 years from now then?
I think the way that we select our leader is going to change. There was almost a unanimous vote this weekend to move from the delegated convention style to a one-member, one-vote weighted style of selecting our leader. And I'd also say that there were many mistakes, perhaps in the past that we've made, but in learning from those, we tend to move on and ensure that the next election is going to be run differently. That means implementing some of the changes, such as how we select the leader. It implements changes on how we communicate with our members, and a sense of re-engagement at the riding level from the grassroots up is what's really important for this party. And that's what I sense. In conversations around Ontario, we have an opportunity in the upcoming leadership race to engage all Ontarians across the province in what is promising to be a transparent, fair, neutral, but real exciting race.
So on that race then, Catherine, when may we see that? Because we know already there are some members of your party who are saying this has to happen this year. We want to give the next leader, whoever that may be, a couple of years to get ready to take on not only the Progressive Conservatives, but also the New Democrats and Amard Stiles in the next provincial election. When could we see a timeline for this? Because I know there is an energy and a push, it seems, from some to get it done sooner rather than later.
And that's what's so exciting about this time period we're in, a time of rejuvenation and excitement around our members for this leadership race. I will say, since we just voted on Saturday about the one-member, one-vote option on how we select our leader. So as we move forward to get into the details on how to run the race and that we come together as an executive council, then we'll be making those decisions just as soon as we can. It's really fun to hear the eagerness of our party and the potential leadership candidates to ensure that they're ready to go as soon as possible. So that answer will be coming shortly as we head back to the Executive Council board table to ensure that we've got all of the rules, regulations, and the new amendments sorted out so that we can move ahead.
Right. Is there a sense, and I say this respectfully, that your party has kind of hit bottom and there's only one way to go at this point?
I think that there was a real disappointment amongst our members in this last election. You're quite right. The 2018, it was expected to be a change election, and certainly was. We expected better results in 2022, and incredibly, our vote count went up in the 2022 election, and the NDP and Conservatives fell. I think that there's a sense of renewed hope at the moment that if we can implement the changes that we wanted to implement, that we have an exciting leadership race that is already setting a whole lot of buzz in the room, and to continue to engage the almost record number of delegates as well as young people that were on the AGM floor this weekend. I think that we've got a good chance in the future to reclaim the seats. People will be tired of the four governments' dismantling of our healthcare, education, greenbelt, climate change plan, as well as the economy, and are ready to look for alternatives to that particular government. And we certainly saw some of that in this latest election in 2022, where our vote count went up.
Okay, well, Catherine McGarry, I'm sure we'll have you back on the program once that race officially gets underway to talk more about that and who may be in the running. In the meantime, congratulations on your post, newly elected president of Ontario Liberal Party. Thanks for joining us this afternoon here on Live at Noon as well.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited.